let's go back a little bit to the kind of pleasure and sexual focused work that you do, because I feel like a lot of people also, when they get to their fuck it point, it's because of they've been in an unsatisfying relationship, or they've had trauma that they've been trying to repress for a long time, and they reach a breaking point, partially due to, like you're talking about, the hormones, you know and basically things kind of falling away. But how do you work with women? Because I know that as you get older too, like you don't have the same level of libido, right? That you used to have. And I know that that's often when people are in unsatisfying relationships, libido is an issue. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. So again, there's so many threads and layers to this. So yes, our sexual desire absolutely can change as we age, but I don't want to say like it's a universal thing, because for many women, menopause becomes a liberation. Not having a period, even if they were using birth control, there's something about not being fertile anymore that's very liberating and sexually freeing. A lot of women 50, 60, 70 beyond report having the best sex of their lives. And there's a whole bunch of factors that relate, that contribute to that. But for
Like
many
what?
women,
Like what? Like what? You
factors
said
that
there's a
can,
bunch of factors that contribute to that. Like what?
right. So the factors that would contribute to that, well, I think I'm going to get to that in terms of,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So, but not feeling that is also very, very real. And so I want to absolutely name that. And so one of the big pieces for women around libido and sexual desire in their 40s and beyond is stress. We all know stress is bad for us, and we hear about stress every day, but it is a real thing. And the amount of stress that women are experiencing in this modern age is really unparalleled. And we don't have the biology or the evolutionary design and capacity to handle it. And so as our hormones change, the hormones of estrogen and progesterone, which provided a buffer to stress, begin to decrease. And it becomes this kind of like cyclical thing where, we're experiencing stress, we don't have the buffers, we experience more stress. And because of that, we experience more stress, et cetera, et cetera. And stress is such a huge libido killer. And so the women, if we go back to, the women who are thriving, in large part, it's because they have tools and also a lifestyle that supports them to have lower stress levels. If their stress levels are lower, their insulin is more regulated, which means there's fewer big ups and downs, which lead to kind of a more even sense of feeling good in your body, and also helps to support whatever sex hormones you're still producing. So when you go into menopause, you're no longer producing sex hormones through your ovaries, you're producing them through your adrenal glands. And if your adrenal glands are constantly under stress, then our sex
Um,
hormones are going to totally tank. Right? So there's
yeah.
all of these factors. So part of the reason I came back to this science lens in the work that I do is that metabolic health is so important. It is probably one of the most important things that women need to attend to I think we need to start doing this like at a very young age, but
Mhm.
you really need to start attending to this, because if you envision your life, and I think future casting is a very powerful practice, if you envision your life as a woman who is aging and is still vibrant, connected to her sexual life force energy, is creating amazing things in the world, is sexually vibrant, enjoying sex, having orgasms, whatever that looks like, your metabolic health is a big part of it. Yes, we also need to do other practices. I think that equally, like they both hold a lot of importance and function within a vibrant, healthy being and body. But I think that this is a big piece that's often missing, that if our libido is tanking, well, what's happening at a physiological level that's contributing to that? And so those are inputs that I can actually have some control over. Stress is actually really difficult to manage, as somebody who, I will be the first to admit, like I had a very difficult 5 years. I lost both my parents, within just over a year. I was caregiving, all of these things. My stress level has been very, very high. And at the same time, I'm doing everything I can to support my lifestyle, to support my body, so that the effects are as minimized as possible. And so I think I might have gone off on a little bit of a tangent, but, if we're talking about libido, we can't separate that from our metabolic health and what we're doing in our lifestyle.